Hello guys, good evening to today's price action video. This is the video of the 2nd of May 2022 and we will start analyzing Nifty today with the first candle. Now what was the first candle like? It was a strong bullish candle, right? So as we always do, it's a very important thing to analyze the first candle. What does the first candle show and does it open is the very important thing to analyze right after the market opens. So see, the first candle opened outside the S1 pivot in Nifty and it was a gap down opening. What do I mean by gap down? I only count gap down when the price opens outside the previous day's range. It could be above the PDH or below the PDL. So it opened at this level today and you can see that the price has broken the S1 pivot, which was at this level right in the first candle itself. But since the price was so far away from the the CPR, and it was so far away from the PDL also, what happens usually is the PDL and the S1 act as twins, but here the price was way too much far away from the PDL. So here it was important to note that even if price broke S1 in the very first candle with a strong bullish candle, it was going to take a resistance at the PDL whenever it reached the PDL. So whenever you find that the price has closed above the S1 pivot, you should know that going long there is not a good idea, because the price can fall from there and it can take the low of this particular green candle and then fall from there, or it could rally from that point right up to the PDL. So you're not exactly sure what the price will do whenever it opens like it opened today. Okay, and today after it broke the S1 pivot, you can see the volatility around this area, right? Extreme volatility, and price kept going up and down, chopping sideways here and there. And in fact, in the entire day, price traded in a very tight range today, and you can actually draw a box around that range. You can see that this is the range within which price has maximally traded, and it was entirely an up and down day today, right? So what happened here? Price opened, came down, it again hit the low that not exactly the low, but around that area where the first candle had made a low, and then it went up again, then it again came down, then again spent a long time going kind of sideways here, went up here in this area, and then from here it kind of fell down, but then it took a support exactly at the area that we had marked, the support being 16958, and from there it again shot up, then it again came down around the S1 pivot, took support, but you can see how it kept going sideways here and there. Then it made two strong green candles, went up, and then you can see how it went sideways after that till the end of the day. So that was around the PDL, and the PDL was broken, but then we had the 17,081.50 level. So that was the level which we had already marked as a zone there, and I had said in yesterday's price action video that that level will act as a resistance if the price comes from the bottom, or it will act as a support if price comes from the top. So that's why the zone was important to be marked, right? And you can see here that today the CPR was very wide, so it was an indication that was given by CPR even before the day opened that it would be a sideways trading pattern. Isn't it a magical indicator, CPR? It tells you right away that you should not be trading on such days. It warns you right in the beginning that such days either look for reversal candlestick patterns, or best thing is to stay out of the market. And you could also see that this was a very narrow weekly CPR which was very close to the daily CPR. So such weekly CPRs are usually not effective when they are close to the daily CPR. And you could see today that the price kept going in a tight range, trading sideways for the most part of the day, and it was indicated right away by CPR that price, if it went and touched the low of this particular candle, there could have been a reaction, and since it was a wide CPR, you might have been able to see a green candle here like this, on which you could have traded to go long on. Why would you have traded that? Because you know that this is a very strong first bullish candle, right? The opening candle itself is very strong. So when the opening candle is so strong, it means that the opening candle's low has a particular buying strength. So it has very good support. So it's going to provide very good support to price whenever price reaches back to that level. And price did not really reach back to that particular level, but you could see this candlestick here, which was the 9:35 a.m. candle, which kind of formed another pin bar, and it made a bullish candlestick right at that level. But then you could see that whenever such a pattern occurs, you should mark off the low of this candle, and then if you see that there is a opportunity to go long here, whenever you see a pin bar kind of a formation or any reversal kind of a formation here, that at that point you should go long on this kind of a candlestick here. And after you go long, your profit booking should be at the level of the previous swing high. But then you could see that this candlestick, which kind of made the pattern here at the base of the opening candle's low, the pattern was not really giving us any good risk reward here. So it was not a good idea to go long on the high of this candle while keeping the SL somewhere below the day's low and taking profit at the days or the swing high. So that was not exactly the correct trade to take today. Okay, so entirely sideways day, nothing really to talk about this. Only straddle strangle players in options can make money in such kind of markets. Directional traders will tend to suffer in such kind of markets. So given this price action, we will just adjust these levels. Now that this level has been broken, but it has maintained its position here, it has not been allowed to, only a wick has gone above it, so that position is still there. Okay, so that location is important. So we'll not delete that top level yet, but what we will do is we'll go to the higher time frame here, and we will just mark this level off in a zone kind of a format. So what we will do is we'll mark the previous day high like this. Okay, that is today's high, and we will just mark a fresh level like this here. Okay, so we will make a zone out of it, and even on the bottom, what we can do is we can just simply pull down this and make a zone here. But as you know, this level was around 1 p.m. on the 27th of April. Okay, you can see that there is a bounce from there, and I had said on that day in that video that this is a strong green candle, so you might expect a bounce when price comes to that level again. So I am not exactly very positive about this level, so this level might or might not hold, but nonetheless we will still mark it as a demand zone, since price has taken support there today and then has not returned to that level yet. So it has shown good buying strength there today. We'll just drop down to the 5-minute time frame, and we will see if that level is okay to be marked. Yeah, I think that level is okay, that level being 16944 and the bottom level being 16917. And we do have a virgin CPR which is formed today. The CPR which has not been touched on a particular day is a virgin CPR, so we will just mark a box around it like this, and so that becomes a virgin CPR for the oncoming sessions. Yes, so I think these are the only important levels that I see as of now. Now let's go ahead and check Bank Nifty. In Bank Nifty, we saw that the first candle itself was a very strong green candle. Can you see this candle? How big was it? So it was a very strong green candle, right? And that particular green candle gave the impression that this was going to be a strong bullish day, right? So the price never really came back to the low of that candle, never even retested any level around it, but you can see how it has reacted around this area which we had marked. So much price action within that area. We had marked these levels from historical price action, and a lot of trading has happened around that same area. So you can see why marking levels is important. You can see on the top in Bank Nifty also it was a very wide CPR, and so it was indicative of a sideways day. Okay, and you can see how price has traded sideways. There really is no pattern here, and the only pattern, as I said in Nifty, would have been an important pattern had price really after this particular point here made kind of red candles and come back down to the low of this candle, and at the base of this candle here, had it taken any amount of support and then had it gone down and made any sort of green reversal candlestick formation, then at this point you could have gone long, because you know that there is a buying strength at that base of the candle. So you can go long and you can take your profit at the swing high or the high of the first candle. So that was one trade that you could have taken, but it did not happen today. In fact, you could see that around this particular S1 pivot, how price came and kind of gave a reversal kind of a pattern and it went up, but that is not exactly the place where you could have traded, right? Because the S1 pivot was broken as a resistance right here, and then obviously it would act as a support after that, but you cannot really be too sure. Because why is this candle important in such circumstances? It is because there are a lot of buyers in it, right? And whenever there are a lot of buyers, you know that all of them have their SLs placed somewhere on the or around the low of this particular candle. So if price were to come down here and were to hit this area here, it would hit an extremely SL rich zone, and that could have caused a blast to the downside. So trading for the long position under such circumstances is never really a good idea. And again, taking a long position at the high of this particular day, opening 5-minute candle is also not a good idea, because then your SL would be too big, right? So it doesn't make any sense with a wide CPR already telling us that we should look for reversal candlestick patterns today and not for breakout candlestick patterns. So whenever there is a wide CPR, always remember and always tell yourself that you should not look for breakout candlestick patterns. You should always look for reversal kind of candlestick patterns. And you could see that the first candle itself had actually exploded through the previous day's range. So it went right through the previous day's range, but it kind of tended to come down again. Then it spent a lot of time giving such sort of volatility. Then it went into a very sideways kind of a zone there, and then it kind of pushed past that zone, went into the previous day again, previous day range again. But then around that zone itself, you saw that how it kept going sideways. Then with this particular huge green candle, it went and touched the CPR of today. Okay, but as you can see here, you do find very tiny, very small bodies inside the CPR. Okay, but we will still qualify it as a virgin CPR. So let's just mark that virgin CPR for tomorrow. It is going to be important, and the candlesticks inside it really don't matter. There are very tiny bodies inside it. Okay, so it does not matter. They are very tiny and very inconsequential candles. So we will mark this area off as an important area in the upcoming sessions. We will delete these supports now, since price opened under them, and we will see what kind of price action have we seen in the past. You can see here now that the candle here, today's candle, has opened below this demand zone. Why was this a demand zone? The 35748 level here. Why is this a demand zone? This is a demand zone because you could see that price had bounced from that zone right up to this point, which was around 970 points. Okay, and even in that video I had said that since price has bounced so much, this point is going to be an important demand zone, not just because it had bounced intraday, but it kept bouncing for the next 2 days also, right? So it kept making newer highs for the next 2 days. So that was for the past 2 trading sessions. And from here at this point, which is that level, that is the 36718 level, it has fallen on the 29th, and the fall has continued till today. But since buyers were strong below it, the buyers have pressed the price up, and then the price has been trading in a very tight range today because of the fight between buyers and sellers. So a strong fight has been going on. We will have to see who emerges as the winner, and then accordingly we will take a position in the upcoming days in the market. So we will just extend all these levels. Now we are into the 2nd of May. I don't think that the 19th April CPR should be extended, but I am extending it nonetheless since we've marked it. We will see what sort of price action we see inside the virgin CPR, and only then it is important to take a trade there. Let's take a look at the 15-minute time frame also. What do we have here? What we can do here now is we can delete this level here, and instead we can place a level below it as the demand zone. So we can place a level below it, and since we have the Virgin CPR at that level, we have already marked it. We won't mark any more additional level at that level. And here there is an important level, the level being around 3670, but we have the CPR, that is tomorrow's CPR, exactly at that level. So we will not mark that level as of today, because those levels are going to be important only on the consecutive trading sessions. Okay, so because those are intraday levels, right? So they'll be important only on the consecutive trading sessions, and since tomorrow's CPR is inside that level anyway, or at that level anyway, we don't need to mark the zone there or any support resistance line there. So you could see here that price, after it extended into the previous day's range here, it took resistance and it reversed immediately. So what does this show you? It shows you that in spite of such a strong first green candle, in spite of such a strong bullish candle in the first candle itself, you could see that the level here which was made by the very second candle was going to be an important level. And so you can see how it has actually taken resistance right at that level, and then this huge green candle has broken right past it. And that is why I said that that level is going to be important, because you can see how the sellers have been overcome by the buyers in just one single candle, and after that, that candle has not really come back to the level and retested it as a support. Okay, in technical analysis, support becomes resistance and resistance becomes support once broken. So that level could be important, but you can see how it coincides with the CPR, right? And obviously you will not trade inside the CPR, so we do not mark those levels, or that level will not mark that level for tomorrow's price action. Yeah, so I think these are the important levels that are needed to be marked as of today. I don't see any more important levels right now. Whatever levels are coming from historical price action, please extend all those forward, and then you can trade accordingly. So I hope you liked this video. If you have, please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and also hit the bell icon so you're notified each time I post a new video. Also, please leave your comments in the comment section below, and you may ask me any doubts that you might have. Thank you guys for your patience. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.